This is Red Witch. Hello to all my fellow brothers and sister witchies out there. And I am here with you to show you some of the creations that I have done with wood burning.
Should I pause?
So I draw, and I've been drawing since I was 2, which I only know this because my dad saved all my pictures. But now, besides drawing, I draw and I wood burn what I draw. So I'm going to show you some of my creations. What I have here is a little mini box. It's one of those little like coffins. And so I wood burned trees with the moon in the background, and what this is a little travel case of witches' ruins. I've made many of these already, and I've custom made them. This is a little one. You can see I have little hands, but it fits in my hand. It's got a little lock here, and then inside I have a little paper that shows you what the ruins mean. Since this is so little, I got the little paper. Sometimes I've made ruins that are much larger, and then as you play with this, the ruin meanings are right at the cover. But this is really tiny, so I got a paper. And so inside are the ruins, and they're so little that they fit in my hand. Can you see that? So the way you play this is you think about something, or even if you don't know what to think about, you just throw it down on your table, and you start clockwise, go around, and all the ones that are faced up or like laying on its side, you take. So I'm going to start here, and here's this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, here, and here. So all of these were either face up or sideways, and then these are all face down, so you don't see anything, so then you push those to the side. So now you read these, and you read this according to the paper, which tells you the meanings. So my first one is romance. Here's my first little ruin. Romance is love and relationships, deep emotional connections, soulmate, and harmony. My next one is crossroads. Making a major life decision, unknown, stuck, being afraid of moving forward. The next one is a man. Traditional male characteristics. Action, father, protecting loved ones, provider, being empowered. The next one is a star. Go after what you want, your life purpose. Look to the ruins closest to the star for clues. Inspiration for others, being yourself, being accepted for you, and freedom. The next one is the eye. Lifting the veil, seeing truth, focusing on something, looking at the facing ruins for clues, psychic abilities, and witnessing. Then I have the star. Go after what you want, your life purpose, look to the ruins closest. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not the star, it's a sun. The beginning of something new, making good choices, good health, vitality, healing, and good news. And the last one I have is the rings. Just here. Circumstances that connect people, combining different elements to create something new. So this is almost like a mini tarot. So it's telling me, because I didn't ask anything particular, but there's something going on with a relationship, and there's blessings and rewards. Obviously it's involving a man, and I need to go after what I want, and I need to be in tune to my psychic ability, there's going to be beginning of something new, and different elements are going to be a part of it in creating something new. So this is a good outlook, and now I got to see what's going on with my husband, and maybe he's getting me some gifts here, blessing me with mucho money. But anyway, this is how you work it. I'm doing this really fast, but this is, it's almost like a travel mini tarot, and I created it really tiny to carry in here, because you can see how little it is. They all fit in here. Take it anywhere you want. Paper folds in there. And you can take it. So this is the mini one, but I make these all different sizes, and I make them with whatever design that you're wanting. If there's a particular picture you want drawn on it, I can custom make this any way you want, and I can do different sizes. So like I said, this is a tiny travel size one. So this is one of my creations, which is ruins. Next thing I do are cooking spoons. These are different sizes. This one is like 12 inches, and this one is about 14 inches. And so when I make these, I do different pictures with it. And like this one is with the Green Man. And when you're cooking, you can put the intentions with the Green Man in there. This one is totally made with the sea creatures. There's a dolphin, there's a koi, there's water, and this is a seahorse. So when I think of anything with the ocean, I think of the mother of water. Like for Nina, it's Yamaya. Yamaya is also the Virgin Mary, Guadalupe. So these are all made without being glazed, so that you can cook with these in your pots. And when you're cooking with these, the intention of the design on them can be put into your cooking. These can be, there's only two I have. I had many others. I can put any design you want on them, any way. I've had some where Nina also puts a crystal at the end of it, so that it just has more power with it. So if you would like a specific kind of spoon to cook with something very particular that you want on there, you can message me and I can make that for you. So another thing that I have done are keychains. This is all that's left, because I made a bunch of them. So these keychains are made on pine slices, so that not only do you get the intent of the picture I put on there, but you get the intent of pine. And pine is known as, is the only wood that's known as both female and male energies. Also pine, besides smelling so good, it's a sign of life and immortality. It's also a sign of strength and rejuvenation. So when you have these, they you have all that intent. I've made some with the little bracelet that you see. Sometimes people want to put their keys on their wrist so that they don't lose them. And then I have it where it's just your key ring here. So the first one here that I have is the Buddha. And it's the Buddha of laughter, the happy Buddha. Hi, Wood Witch. Hello. Thank you. So this is the Buddha. So along with your keys, the intention of the pine itself, you have the Buddha with you. The Buddha to bring you happiness, to bring you laughter, to bring you hugs back to you, to bring you prosperity. The next one is the Hamsa. So in the Hamsa, I have, here's my design. So I've got the triple moon, which represents, the triple goddesses, the 5 elements. And then I have the eye here, which is to ward off all evil eye. Anything evil coming at you, no matter the form, no matter the source, how or why, it goes back to the source. And then you always have the goddesses with you, guiding you, protecting you, as well as the properties of the wood. So this is that design, and again, this is what I made, but if you wanted a particular picture drawn and burned on yours, you just message me and I can do that. And then you let me know if you want the bracelet or just the ring, like this. There's the difference of them. And then the last one that I have is the Om sign. And the Om is, for me, it's always calming. When you need, it's almost a reminder to me when I have the Om, I wear the Om a lot, and it's almost like if I'm feeling anxiety or tension or uptight, I need to take a deep breath and Om. So this is my creation for the Om. Help you meditate, help you calm down. So these are the keychains that I've made. It's what's left here. Then this is a necklace that I've made. I love the pentacle. So I do a lot of things with the pentacle, and then I made like a Celtic design inside. And then this is colored with wood stained color, different colors. But for me, I always wear the pentacle, and a lot of people wear the cross, and I wear the pentacle. And sometimes I wear both because I have a cross with the pentacle inside. But for me, this represents the same. Spirit, air, earth, fire, and water. It's the 5 elements. It's what we are made of. It's what we deal with every day. So you can wear this as a necklace. You can put it around in your car so that's always with you. You can do whatever you want with this. It's just made on just a circular piece of wood. It's not a particular wood that I got, but if you wanted any kind of design on the circular kind of wood, I can do that for you. But this is what I made here. So just to let you know that this can be made into anything. You can have any design you want on this. So now we're going to start with our bigger pieces. So this is my intention spell box. And I wanted to make it where it looked like an old piece of paper, so it's stained with the color that you see, and then it's just box here. It's about it is about 7.5 inches high, 6.5 inches wide, and about 2.5 inches in depth. Inside, and you can put a lot of things inside here. But the reason I made this, what inspired me to make this is, so sometimes you have your altar set up and you are doing your workings, but there might be many things that you need to do workings on, or different things you want to put your intentions out there, and you might not want a gazillion little altars that are all over your house or that you want anyone to see. So I created this so that you could write on a piece of paper your intention, what you want to put out there, and then you roll the paper up like a scroll. You can, rubber band it, put a little twisty tab, whatever you do to roll it up. You put it inside your box, and then if there's anything that can intensify that, whether it's crystals, charms, herbs, pictures, you name it, and it goes towards that intention, you can keep it all inside your box. And the thing about this is you can put as many intentions that you want out there in this box as you want to, as you need to. It doesn't matter if all the little items are all over the place, because you know where the items go to for what intention. And after they come through, you remove those items, you remove that paper, you light it up and let the ashes flow into the universe as a thank you for it coming to you. So this is the reason I made the intention spell box. The next thing I made is it's a bowl that you can use for when you're having your dinners. For me, it's like a salad bowl. It could be a chip bowl, anything that you would want to put in here. It's not coated so that it's safe to use with your foods. But what I did with this bowl is I made a mandala inside. So the bowl itself is cherry wood, and the cherry wood, and then with the mandala that I made, I just made it up with moon and the sun, and then just like sort of energy designs with stars. All this together, it's a symbol of strength, of will and desire, helping everyone who eats from this bowl to get what the food inside. It's going to get the energies of this bowl and of the mandala to help you overcome any difficulties, deal compassionately with others and the heart of others. The moon and sun that I put in here is to represent the energy of the female and the male energy. The energy of the woman reflecting their secret wisdom, the hidden powers, any subtle influences. The bowl in itself is the power possessed of light and shines with clarifying energy of that men count on. Together with the moon and sun that I put in here, it's a balance. You have a balance of what it's coming out of here that you're eating and putting inside yourself, and it's of happiness. So when I made this, I wanted people to be able to use it for food of whatever they want, but then you're getting the energies of the cherry wood, you're getting the energies of the mandala that I made, which is my intent of putting in there a balance of both female and male energies, the validation of light that comes through from both the sun and the moon, getting happiness, getting overcoming difficulties, and being compassionate. I wanted that, especially when you're sitting. Hi, Desert Siren. So anyway, I wanted you to, when you're eating out of here, I wanted that all to come, to be a part of what you're eating and taking in. And usually when you're eating out of a bowl like this, you're gathered around family. So you and your family will be getting all the energies that come from the bowl itself, being cherry wood, and then the intent behind my mandala, getting light, getting love, happiness, balance, overcoming anything difficult. And sometimes when families sit down together, that's the time when they are talking about their day and what happened. Thank you, Desert. So this is why I made this. This is my intention for that, for you to have that as your family gathering, and even if you have a party going on, everyone that's eating from here, that's pulling out whatever food you might put in here, is getting those properties. So that's my cherry bowl wood, and just to let you know, like the depthness of it, it's about 3 inches in depth from the inside, and it's about about 8.5 inches wide, the circumference. So it's a pretty nice size bowl. So that's the salad bowl. I call it a salad bowl, but you can make it a chip bowl, whatever you want to do with that. It's your choice. So the last piece I'm going to show you guys, which is one of my favorite pieces, is my spirit board. So this is my spirit board, and this is done on birch wood. I created this on birch wood, and this side is to work with a pendulum. I can get this closer. So you got your yes going one way, your no, and then depending on, there's maybe, there's unknown, and then there's rephrase. So that's what this is for, is working with your pendulum. This board comes with a labradorite pendulum, and I wanted it to be labradorite because this board is to be used, and the person using it, I want them always to be protected. So this labradorite, as you're using it, you basically put yourself in a bubble of protection that becomes impenetrable, and you are protected from receiving the answers that you're needing. Anytime you work with any kind of divination, though, I suggest that you always say a prayer that oh yeah, this is already out in the website, and yeah, maybe you've seen it around, because this is not something I just recently created, but something I wanted to bring to your attention of like the use of it. Again, I wanted people who use this, I wanted for them to be protected. And as I said, when you're working with divination, you should always do a prayer out there, asking for guidance. Thank you, Desert Siren. And then the reason for the hole here is because it comes with a little candle, so that when you're working with it, it sits right in here. And if you have those tall candles that, like the different colored ones, that will fit inside as well. You can fit that inside here, but this will come with this little one, and it just sits in there. So as you're working with your pendulum, you have this candle lit, and then you start working with your pendulum, and you'll know your answers. Now, what excites me about this board is, and I call it a spirit board because working with pendulums, working with spirit, it is double-sided. And on this side is the Ouija board that I completely did from hand. I put a lot of work in this because I consider myself an expert with Ouija boards, only because I've been doing this since I was 13, and unfortunately, being a 13-year-old, you think you know everything. I did it the wrong way, and I brought in entities that were no good. So I still work with Ouija boards, but I know how to work with them the correct way. And the main thing to know about a Ouija board is this is not a toy. Absolutely not a toy. I am really against that they sell Ouija boards in the toy section, in the board game section, because this is really not a toy. And when young teenagers play with this board, they really don't know what they're doing, and they're being goofy and silly and wanting to know their future and boyfriends and blah, blah, blah. But they're not protected, and they open a portal and bring in many entities, and that's the problem with the Ouija boards. And people don't realize that then these entities attach to them. I did this when I was young, And yes, Desert Siren. I just wish I can stop it, because they should not be sold as toys. They're not toys. But I had an experience when I was young. I worked with it for 3 years, and it absolutely told me everything of my future. I mean, it worked incredibly. But it was not a good entity, and my mom ended up having to bring a priest in to try and exercise my room, bless my room, and till today, my mom babysat so many of my nieces and nephews at babies. The babies would cry in my room because she would put them in there, and as they got older, they would scream and refuse to be in that room. So that room is still holding something, and now my nephew, who's 29, is still terrified to be in that room, and when he walks in, he said he still feels something. So now that I'm wiser, I'm going to have to do something on my own. But again, did that stop me from working with Ouija boards? No. I work with a Ouija board. Hi, Ashley. So these items I'm showing you, they're on our website. You can order from the website. You can, if there's something you want custom made though, everything you're seeing here I can make to your liking. If you want it, like this is the moon and sun I made. I can make your own picture in there. The thing about this Ouija board is I only use a Ouija board when I need to communicate with a particular relative now. I don't use it to like what's going to happen tomorrow, or what's going to happen next month, and what are my lottery winnings, and that is not the reason for this. This is communicating, and I have certain family members who have passed on that enter my dreams and ask me that they need to talk to me, and they ask me to talk through the Ouija board. So this is the reason I made this, a reason why I use this. But if my Ouija boards have a lot of information in them. There's the northwest, south, and east in there. All the 4 seasons are in there. Of course, the numbers are in there. Yes and no, hello, goodbye, the common. But then all around here, there is there's father, mother, son, enemy, daughter, husband, wife, friend. Anyone that could be in there as part of a person in your life. On top of here is second, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years, centuries. I've tried to cover it all so that it's very specific when you're using it. There's life, there's death words in here. All the 4 seasons, female, male. Like I said, this is very explicit because when I'm doing something, I'm not doing it for, hi, Stephen, thank you. I'm not doing it just to play a game. It's not a game. It's information that needs to be known, something that specifically needs to be known about and dealt with. And some people have the ability to work with the Ouija board and get that. Some people work with pendulums, and that's their way. This board is double-sided spirit board because you have everything in one. And it's not that big. It's about 12 inches. It's about 12 inches in height. And the widest part of this is 8 inches. So it's easy to stick in a bag. It's easy to hold like this. But no matter which side you're playing on, whether you're doing a pendulum, you can light your candle here and you work, or you can just turn it around and then you got your Ouija board. It's not like you have to take 2 boards in one. Yes, Stephen, it's a Ouija board. Now the planchette for this Ouija board is an emerald. And it's got deerskin leather at the bottom, so it makes it very easy to move around. And then it looks like a heart, looks like a planchette, just being your point. And the reason that I use a emerald, besides it calling to me to be a planchette, is first of all the color green. The color green gives you calmness. From all the colors of the wheel, it brings calmness in there. It also encourages growth, peace, balance, healing, reflection. And so when you're working with this board, I want you to have all those things with you. I don't want you working with this board scared. I don't want you working with this board with anxiety. I want you to have calming and peace, and maybe you're looking for healing, and I want that healing to come through. The emerald, again, being emerald, it calls upon your gods and your goddesses, your spirit guides. I ask that when you do this, that you always call upon them. If anyone has ever had a reading by me, I never start a reading without calling upon my God, goddesses, ancestors, spirit guides, guardians, angels. I call upon everybody to always be with me, to protect me. And I totally would want you guys, no matter what your source of divination is, to do exactly the same thing. The emerald crystal brings about successful love. It nurtures your heart. It's very important to the heart chakra. No problem, Stephen. It brings a soothing energy. So when you put your fingers on it, if you're playing with someone or by yourself, you're going to have a calmness to come in. And then, of course, make sure you're using this with your left hand, because your left side is receiving. It's usually how we do stuff here, but you'll know what's better for you. It brings you vitality to your spirit, and a freshness. So help you with your energy. With my whole goal of making this with the two tools for each side was that you're protected, and that you're working with love, you're working with a fresh energy, you're working with calmness. Because like I said, this is not a toy. None of those are toys at the stores when they have these Ouija boards in the board game sections. They're not toys. They are energy boards, spirit boards. And when you're playing with this without protection and being silly, you're opening portals for other spirits to come through. And most of the time, the spirits aren't good spirits, because they are ones looking for an escape. And from experience, when you have things going on with yourself, most of the spirits that come through, they are spirits that reflect who you are, because you are a comfortable capsule to them, and they want to sometimes attach to you because it's a comfort zone, and then they get to be in the world today. So I very importantly ask that you use these boards with protection. I did not make these to be used as games. I made these to help you speak to your spirits, your guides, and get answers that you're needing or direction. So again, these can be made into anything you like, custom made. This happens to be the moon and sun, and then this is basically it's just a normal pendulum. There's no theme or anything, but I can custom make these into anything you personally want. Again, remember, these keychains can be made with any design you're wanting. This is what's left, because a lot of them I've sold already, but I can make anything you want on these. If you're wanting something to hang, I can make any design. This happens to be a bowl like this, but it's not. Usually when I find different bowls, I'll just make my design in them. So if there is a certain depth of a bowl, you can tell me and I can look for that. And then, of course, any kind of box out there, I can do anything you want with a box. I call this my intention spell box, but you might want you might want another title on it. I can do that for you. And cooking spoons. whatever you want on there, I can go ahead and make that for you. You just let me know. And these are for cooking. I do not glaze them, so they're safe to be used with your foods. And then, of course, Witch's Ruins. This is the tiniest I've ever made. But I've had boxes not this wide, but this, or not this big like this, but this wide or wider with larger ruins. It's up to you, whatever you guys want. When it comes to wood, I can basically make whatever you guys desire. You just show me a picture. And for now, that's about it. I am working on another travel altar. So I'm in the process of burning it, and when that is ready, I will be live here to let you guys see that as well before it goes on the website. The travel altar is something you can carry with you, and it has inside your sage, your candles, your little your burner for your herbs. It has a little wand in there. It has little crystals. It's like a little start me up set that you could take anywhere you want. It's about this. I do the little different sizes, but the size I'm doing right now is like a medium, so it's more not so square. This is square. It's more rectangular and a little wider than this. But that'll be coming to you as soon as I complete it. So guys, I hope you like this video. It's not something I'm used to doing, so I hope I was okay in explaining everything to you guys. If you have any questions, you guys can message me. If there's something you'd like personalized or, made with a particular picture, you guys are, thank you, Wood Witch, so much. You guys can send anything and I can do that for you, custom made. So, you guys have a awesome day, and blessed be. Thank you, Desert Siren. This is like my first main video, so I'm a little like, maybe I talk too much, but anyway, I hope you guys understand what I was trying to define. And like I said, any questions, just let me know, and I will see you guys at the next video. Love you guys, and all have a blessed day. Thank you, Wood Witch. Alright guys, see you next time. Bye.
Kind of like, what do you call it? It brings people in. And I can just like bring it and